Welcome back to my channel today, lovely people on YouTube. My name is Tamara T, and today we are going to go over all of the reasons why you are not getting impressions for your Amazon PPC campaigns. Okay guys, today we are going to jump right into it, and I am going to give you all of the possible reasons for why you may not be getting any impressions for your Amazon PPC campaigns. Now, I know some of you guys are experienced sellers or some of you guys are beginner sellers. This video is for everybody. I'm going to really try to break everything down in detail so you really understand everything that is going on with your PPC campaigns. I know it sucks when you are just losing a ton of money on PPC when your campaigns are not working out for you. So hopefully I can help solve your problem today. Now, first things first, I want to go over what exactly are impressions. Impressions is a term used when someone sees your sponsored ad for your product. So if I am a customer and I am just scrolling down here looking to buy a kid's play tent, I see this play tent right here, or whatever it is, looks like a playhouse tent. This is one impression. And every single time that your ad shows up, that is one impression. If you go into your Amazon PPC sponsored ads, you can see the impression columns right here. The number of times ads were displayed. So sometimes when you look in this column under impressions, you may see 0, or you may see a number that is very, very low. And you wonder, why are people not seeing my product? Why are they not seeing my ad? Well, one of the top reasons why nobody is seeing your ad is because your keywords are long tail with small search volume. Let me explain to you what this means. So if we go into helium-10 magnet under keyword research magnet and I type in kids play tent, I will show you an example of a low search volume keyword and why nobody is seeing your ad for that keyword. Okay, so you want to scroll down and go to search volume and sort this from big to small. So I'm going to click on this once. So you see these are very big search volume keywords, and if we were to go all the way down and go all the way to, let's go to page 10 for example, and let's see if this is low enough. Actually, let's go a few more pages down so I can give you a better example. Okay, so for all of these keywords, they only have 3 figures in search volume. Now, I don't know a specific number that will tell you, hey, this keyword is very low in search volume, but I can say that anything in the 3-figure range is very little search volume, which means not many people are searching for this keyword. So if you are trying to run PPC for kids house playhouse, for the kids play tent, and you have this keyword in one of your campaigns and you are not getting any impressions, this could be the reason why, because the search volume is so low. This is saying that only 857 searches get searched per month. And you have to remember, not all customers will click on your ad. Some people are just window shopping, they are scrolling, and even when I scroll super fast, that is still considered an impression. So that's why sometimes your impressions are very low, because your choice of keywords, the search volume is very low. If you have low impressions, you can expect very low clicks. If you have very low clicks, you can expect 0 sales. So make sure if you are manually choosing keywords to target in your PPC campaigns, in your manual PPC campaign, make sure that they have decent search volume and make sure that it is very specific to your product. I know we were just looking at kids house playhouse. This is not specific at all, but I'm just giving you guys an example. Now you may understand why your ad may not be getting any impressions. Now, the second reason why you are not getting impressions for your PPC campaigns is because you have too many keywords in one campaign. This is a very common problem for a lot of beginner Amazon sellers. When you have too many keywords within one campaign, there is not enough budget to go around, so all of the keywords will get impressions. So for example, this dummy campaign right here has 27 keywords, which is not too bad. As you can see for my impressions, I have impressions for so many of the keywords right here. But if you have a lot of keywords, if you have over 50 keywords or maybe over 100 keywords, you will start to notice that you are not getting any impressions. So maybe you have 1 impression or 2 impressions or no impressions, and that's really, really bad. That means that you are trying to run PPC for a specific keyword, but nobody is seeing it. And then you're wondering, why am I not getting any clicks? Why am I not getting any sales? Well, that's because you have too many keywords in one campaign and your daily budget cannot feed all of those keywords. Now, I don't have a specific number on how many keywords you should have in one campaign, but to play it safe, I do not like to have more than 20 keywords. Depending on what type of keywords they are, if they are longer tail, low search volume keywords, then you can hold more keywords in one campaign because the keywords are less searched, so it doesn't matter if you have more keywords. But if your keywords are very high in search volume and you try to hold 20, 30, 40 keywords, the budget will not flow across evenly for all of those bigger keywords. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, make sure you do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button and the notification bell on the right so you can get notified every single time I post a new video. And of course, subscribe to my channel, everybody. I will greatly appreciate it. Reason number 3 why you may not be getting any impressions for your PPC campaigns is because your daily budget is too small. Now let's talk a little bit about daily budget. I have made a previous YouTube video on this topic. If you want to check it out, you can check out this video right here. But to quickly recap everything, when you are trying to launch a new campaign, you have to have a full day budget. If you do not have a full day budget, you are only slowing down your entire launch. So if you put 10 bucks on a manual campaign and you are in the early stages of trying to launch your product, then it's very likely that those $10 will run out within an hour because you are trying to launch your product. And I'm assuming that these are very specific keywords that are related to your products. Customers may be clicking on the ad, but if you only have 10 bucks for one campaign, it's not going to be fast enough for you to rank to page 1. So for every single new campaign, I like to start at least $25. I mean, technically you can start at $10 or $15 or $20, but I can almost guarantee that you will need more of a daily budget because you need to get organic keyword data from your search term reports to see which keywords customers are buying your product from. So if you have a daily budget that is really small, let's just use 10 bucks as an example. You have 10 bucks. And you're wondering, why am I not getting impressions? Well, how can you get impressions if you only have 10 bucks? Because like I said, $10 is not enough to last throughout the whole day. Now, don't get scared. A lot of sellers here will start thinking, oh my gosh, but I don't have so much money to spend on PPC. That's fine. And that is another reason why it's so important that you make sure that you know how to optimize your campaigns so then you can profit long term. If you guys don't have strategies on how you should be building and optimizing your campaigns, you guys are in a ton of trouble and you are just wasting all of your money and you are throwing it down the drain. Running PPC campaigns is an investment. First, you have to invest some of your money for advertising, just like if you are trying to start any type of business. And after you find the winning keywords, you then start profiting. This is exactly what I teach in my advanced PPC course. If you want to check out the program, I will link it in the YouTube description below. Finding your daily budget for each campaign is going to take some experimenting and some testing. We all have a different budget because we all sell different products. We all have different search volumes for the keywords we are trying to run with. So some of the budgets may be $75, some may be $20, some may be $30. It just depends what type of keywords you have, what you are trying to do with your campaigns, and manually checking your campaigns twice a day. I always tell my students, if you want to find out your daily budget, what you should be doing is checking your campaign once in the morning and once before you sleep. So if you go to sleep at 10 p.m. and your daily budget is still full and your campaign is still running, it's very likely that you have enough budget for that specific campaign. The fourth reason why you are not getting impressions is because your keyword bids are too low. If you are bidding too low, you are not going to get any impressions. So if we go back to my dummy account right here, this is where you bid for all of your keywords or your ASINs. It says the maximum amount you will pay for a click when this target triggers your ad. Now I want to be very clear here, you guys. For example, for this specific ASIN, I am bidding 80 cents. This means you are getting charged up to 80 cents. It does not mean that you are going to pay 80 cents every single time someone clicks on your ad. Sometimes you may get charged 50 cents, maybe 60 cents, maybe 10 cents. It all depends on Amazon's algorithm and how their customers favor your product. I don't know exactly how they figure out each bid, but you do not get charged exactly for what you bid. With that being said, for all of your campaigns, you can start at the suggested bid. So right here, you will see a suggested bid of 77 cents. And right here, you can see a high suggested bid of $1.38. Now, depending on your strategy, again, and what you are trying to achieve, you may be bidding higher. But if you are more in the maintenance mode and you are more looking to profit with PPC after launching your product, there's a strategy of that as well. You may be bidding only 15 cents. But if you are starting any new PPC campaign, you should start with suggested bid, or depending on what kind of data you gather, you may need to lower your bid or increase your bid slowly so it makes sense and that your ACoS is not too high. Now, I know you might think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I might have to change all of my bids every single day. This is why it's a good idea to invest in an automatic PPC tool. In this video right here, I talk about how you are able to automate some of your PPC tasks so you are not in here every single day adjusting your bids. Now, some sellers don't adjust their bids very much. Some sellers adjust their bids every day. It really depends on the outcome. So if you are looking at your search term report and you notice that your ACoS is super duper high, you may have to adjust that bid, because every single time you bid more aggressive, you can end up with a higher ACoS, but you will get a ton of impressions. And every single time you tend to bid a little lower, let's say that we are bidding 13 cents, you may not get that many impressions at all, which will leave you to no sales. So you kind of have to find that sweet spot for all of your keywords. I know this may sound overwhelming, but trust me, you guys, if you guys are following a proven strategy, it is not confusing at all. The very last reason why you may be getting 0 impressions is because your keywords are irrelevant or very broad. Allow me to explain what I mean. So if we go back to the kids play tent, let's go back down here. Obviously you guys will enter your own product up here. Go to search volume from big to small. I just want to show you guys examples by what I mean by irrelevant keywords and very broad keywords. Now, if you are trying to run PPC with a very broad type of keyword, it could be kids' toys. I mean, yes, the kids' play tent is a kid's toy, but this is so broad. Same with pop-up tent. It's kind of broad, and girls' toys or toys for girls, these are all very broad keywords that are not very specific to your product. And if you try to run PPC for very broad keywords, they are pretty irrelevant, because if someone clicks on your product through toys for girls, for example, they are going to see so many different toys for girls. Let's just see what we can find here. If we go back up to Amazon and we type in toys for girls, I bet you guys there will be all sorts of different products. See, there's one play 10 and everything else is just different, 2 play 10s. But there's so many things happening here. So if I am a customer, I may be looking for just random girl toys and not a play 10. So if you are trying to make a sale right here or right here, while there are so many different types of products happening on page 1, it's not going to work. You may not get any impressions because your keyword is irrelevant or the keyword is too broad. So in this case, it's a very broad keyword, toys for girls. Now, irrelevant keywords, let's try to find an irrelevant keyword example for you guys. Here we go, trolls toys. So every single time you type in your product up here in Helium 10, it's going to give you a ton of keywords. Like some of them are going to be tool set. Like tool set has nothing to do with your product, right? But you may want to try to run PPC for your kids play 10 anyway. You may try to run Little Mermaid because you thought, oh, Helium 10 is showing all these keywords. But the reason why there are some random keywords in here that are irrelevant, like Little Mermaid or Trolls Toys, is because they are gathering keywords from other people's reviews as well, and basically anything within a product listing. So in sellers' product listings, sometimes you may have some keywords in there describing what your product is for, but those keywords may be irrelevant, such as mermaid toys. So if you are trying to run PPC for irrelevant keywords, and Game Boy right here, super irrelevant, you are either not going to get any impressions or nobody is going to buy your product at all through that specific keyword. So that is why you're not getting any impressions. Your keywords are irrelevant and maybe no one is searching that keyword. If you were to run an irrelevant keyword for a very low search volume type of keyword. So there you have it. These are the top 5 reasons that are the most common that I have came across through my Amazon FBA journey. Of course, there could be so many other reasons as well that you may not be getting any impressions, but it's very important you guys get impressions. If you don't get impressions, you don't get clicks. If you don't get clicks, you make $0. I hope today's video has helped you today. If you guys have any questions or comments for me, then make sure you just drop it down in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video.